Welcome, everybody. It is Championship Saturday here in Bangor, Maine. We've got the Bangor Regional Championship coming up between the Williams College Eafs. Coming out of the winner's side of the bracket are the home team in what could be the first of two contests. The Eagles, coming out of the consolation bracket, are the hosts, and the number 1 seed, the Williams College Eafs. As the 3 seed, they've been very comfortable in that spot the last couple of years and are looking to try to continue that success, rolling into a regional championship. That would be their, I believe, their 4th in school history, that last one coming in 2019. So this team is looking to get back to the stage that they were at a few years ago, and for the Eagles, looking for their first regional championship in program history. So a lot of pressure riding on the Eagles to try to win 2 games. Eafs just got to win 1 in order to move on to what we assume to be East Texas Baptist will be waiting in the Super Regionals.
Yeah, Williams in the driver's seat for this one, Ethan. Obviously, they haven't lost in this tournament yet. Double elimination tournament. They can afford to lose this first game. They wouldn't like to. They'd like to just go home right now, get home at a reasonable hour tonight. But for the Eagles, it's going to be a tough task to win back-to-back games against this tough Williams roster out there. But I think it's really going to have to happen early in this one.
Yeah, the Eagles will have to jump out quickly, and looking at the lineup, it's going to be the same as yesterday. Raymond will lead it off, followed by Josie Cornell, Kenzie Dorr. So those will be your top 3. As we will now step aside for the national anthem. When we come back, it'll be first pitch and the rest from Bangor. Welcome back. The East taking the field as we are ready for first pitch of this regional championship at the 2024 NCAA Division III Softball Championships. This is the regional hosted by Husson University here in Bangor. Last night we took a trip up to Maine. That was a little bit of fun as the Eagles got the win over Framingham State in order to secure this spot in this championship today. But turning it back over to the side of the Eafs, they've got Sadie Leonard in the circle, and it's going to be a tough task for the Eagles to get around them as they've been pitching really well down the stretch, starting in that NESCAC tournament and into this tournament. That no-hitter against RPI, a big one, and it's going to be tough for the Eagles to get swinging and get swinging early.
Yeah, Leonard looked dominant out there in the pitching circle against RPI. Obviously, I think Williams has really kind of cruised to this spot in the championship. There hasn't been a game where they haven't kind of been in the lead or at least right there with the other team. Eagles obviously losing that first upset game against Framingham and then winning a couple tight matchups after that. They haven't really been quite in the groove that we've seen from them down the stretch.
So Katie Raymond will be the batter for the Eagles, facing off against Leonard for the Eafs. The first pitch rises high for ball one.
And I mentioned it, Zethan, right during that pregame, that if the Eagles can get out to a lead here, try to shake Leonard a little bit. Leonard hasn't struggled at all on the mound this season. But if the Eagles can get out there, kind of put up a couple runs, maybe shake the pitcher a little, I think that will help a lot.
2 quick balls to Raymond. Of course, setting a career high in walks this year. Having one of the best years of her career on the base pass and in the field. Take strike one from Leonard there.
Yeah, Raymond's done a great job getting on base despite not hitting it particularly great this season, but she's done well, taking walks, bunts, sacrifice hits out there. Her on-base percentage is so much higher than that average out there.
Got a piece of it, but fouled back.
And I think for Leonard on the flip side here, if they can kind of get it started against the Eagles early and kind of go on a run, then I think it will really help moving forward.
Raymond able to hold up on that pitch. So already a full count. Working against Leonard, one of the best in the nation. The 3-2. Called. Let's see. Hold on, nobody called. That was ball 4.
I'm not sure if that was a parent or what. I heard like a strike kind of grunt that the umpires usually have out there. But I think a little bit of confusion all around. Raymond, dangerous player to have on the base pass early.
So leadoff walk will get the Eagles started now, Josie Cornell. And that's just about what you want to start off if you're the Eagles. Coach Roberts trying to get this team a regional championship and an appearance in the Super Regionals for the first time in program history. They've made 2 appearances in the championship, both of those losses, the most recent one coming in 2021 to Tufts. That was a 1-0 loss and a really close game played at the Medford Regional.
Yeah, no, Leonard's not too used to having runners on the base pass behind them out there. 0.74 ERA on the year, only allowing a .129 batting average to opponents. Only 40 walks on the year. So really Leonard's been dominant out there. We'll see if the Eagles can get in their head a little bit.
Again, they had the no-hitter against RPI a couple of days ago. We may have jinxed a perfect game there, talking about it.
I wasn't on that broadcast.
It wasn't Avery's fault. It may have been mine or our other coworker, Xander Cook, who was on the call for that one. The 1-2 misses low. And 2-2 to Cornell.
And Cornell up to bat here has been really having a great tournament so far for the Eagles. Has honestly been, I think, one of their better players in the batting box.
2-2, sprayed back to the screen. Already battling against Leonard are the Eagles. Working deep counts, these first 2 batters. See if that trend will continue. That's the key to success. Swing and a miss. Cornell out in front of that offering from Leonard as they pick up their first strikeout. Now to Kenzie Dorr. Of course, needs no introduction at this point.
Yeah, Dorr yesterday having a good final game there for the Eagles in that second half of the doubleheader, and had a good game earlier in the day as well. So heating up a little bit at the plate.
Takes ball 1 low. Dorr, a pair of doubles, pair of singles yesterday across those 2 games.
It's interesting here, too. The Eagles not tempting the throw over to second here against Fleming. We saw her throw out a couple batters in the earlier games.
Apologize, didn't have our scoreboard up. A little bit of continuing the trend of some stream issues from yesterday. Should be good for the rest of the day. The 1-1 to Dorr, swung on and missed. Dorr taking a big cut at that pitch, aggressive at the plate right now.
That's not something you see all that often. Dorr missing a pitch inside the strike zone there.
The 1-2. Outside. Oh, called strike 3. Dorr goes down looking as getting a good frame there and a good call. Fleming able to drag that one back in and get the strikeout. So now to McCabe, who after yesterday becoming the hero against RPI, the walk-off single that scored Dorr in the 8th inning just before a torrential rainstorm forced us up to UMaine. Raymond going with 2 outs. Ground ball over to DeKiris. Quickly over to Dunaway to end the inning. But the Eagles get a base runner in Raymond. We're heading to the bottom half of the first. Eafs coming up. Welcome back. Once again, it'll be Taylor Wise to lead off for the Eafs, followed by Alyssa DeKiris, then Kelly McGuigan. Those will be your top 3 to face off against Anna Lang, who will be in the circle for the Eagles. The Eagles going to need a fantastic start out of the freshman, put in a big spot to try to force a game 2 against the Eafs today. Trying to get Masterson back out there, I think, would be the plan. But Lang got to have one of the best performances of her career against an Eafs lineup that has been mashing the ball down the stretch.
Yeah, this East team, free swingers, Ethan. You're not going to see them strike out or walk a whole lot in this contest. They're going to try to make contact. Thing is, though, Lang, one of the better pitchers in the nation at striking batters out there. And she's going to attack these batters, which is going to be an interesting battle of kind of who has better stuff out there, pitcher or the batter.
Wise takes ball 2 outside. Wise, the left fielder in today's lineup, has been there for most of this tournament. The senior captain ahead 3-0.
Anna's put 3 into this left or right-hand batter's box here so far. I think she's put one over the plate so far.
4-pitch walk will start the ball game to Taylor Wise.
Yeah, that is not a great confidence booster there for Lang. You never want to come right out of the gates, throw 4 straight balls, walk the leadoff hitter out there. This dangerous part of the lineup coming up here for the Eafs. But I think Lang just needs to settle down a little bit out there.
Now Alyssa DeKiris, shortstop for Williams, will take a strike. DeKiris, a couple of big hits yesterday in the win against Framingham. 6-1 victory to put them in this spot. Big swing and a miss right there.
Yeah, there's the Lang that we're used to seeing, Ethan. She just needs to settle in. It's a tough situation here for a freshman in an elimination game like this one. This isn't really like most games that she'll have played in her overall career.
Elevates and gets DeKiris the chase. First strikeout of the day for Lang, and that'll get your confidence right back after the 4-pitch walk.
DeKiris passing a little something on there to McGuigan. See if the Williams team might try to figure something out here with Lang.
This one ripped, and Rice will step on the bag for one, go to first, in time to turn it. What a way to start the first inning as the Eagles flash the leather in turn 2 to get the Eafs on the base pass. Still tied 0-0. Eagles coming up. Welcome back to Bangor. After the 6-3 double play turned by Rice, it'll be Tori Exel to lead it off for the Eagles. And, you know, while we're waiting right here, we want to give a special shout out to the dirt crew or the groundskeeping crew that has made this weekend possible, especially the cleanup after yesterday's storm. Jacob Cameron, I know, spearheading that effort, along with some others. That one off of the elbow of Exel.
They did a great job last night. Not sure if any of the Williams fans were watching and or other Husson viewers who weren't tuned in for the game prior. But basically, the game against Husson and RPI ended, and pretty much directly after that, we just got torrential downpour for about 15, 20 minutes. This field was soaked. It looks nothing like it looks like right now. I mean, you can see spots that are a little bit wet still, but really a great job, I think, by the grounds crew just to dry this out, bring in some more dirt out there, and just get this smoothed out.
Absolutely, and once again, huge shout out to them, making this whole weekend possible. Gregoire takes strike one from Leonard outside part of the plate.
That was zipped in there, Zethan. I'm not sure if Gregoire could have got to that, even if she did see it clearly.
Exel off of first. Gregoire doubled her home. Sends this one to center field. That one is playable for Chang. Underneath it to make the catch for out number one. So Kiara McLeod will be the batter. Gregoire passing on a little bit of encouragement there. Every base runner is going to matter in this game if you get that kind of sense early on. The way that both of these pitchers can throw.
This could be a game that a one run could win you the whole contest, Ethan.
So McLeod, who's had a great tournament, trying to get on base versus Leonard. Maybe start to string something together for the Eagles here in the second.
Yeah, the tail end of the Eagles lineup so far, really on this whole playoff run that they've had, has been strong for them. Obviously, that middle part of the lineup's been good, but the bottom part has been really solid.
3 balls, no strikes. Leonard's been a little bit outside of their usual zone. 3-0. Low, but catches just at the knees for strike one. Williams made it to the regional final last year. That was against Linfield out of the Maryland Regional, and that's just a tough draw. Linfield, one of the best teams in Division III.
That last pitch there, unlucky for McLeod. I think trying to get her bat out of the way, just kind of caught it at the end of it.
Swing and a miss, and a way to battle back for Sadie Leonard as they punch out McLeod. 2 down here in the second. Batter will be Lindsay Reed. Saw her yesterday getting the start in that second game against Framingham State. Biombi got the start in the first game against RPI. So Reed back into the lineup. Gets a piece of it.
And the Eagles have been getting ahead in a lot of these counts, but Leonard doing a good job so far of battling back in a lot of them. Has struck out a couple batters after being down 2 or 3-0 out there.
So 1-1 the count. Reed thought about it, lays off, takes ball 2. So on, stabbed at third by Blanche. She'll throw it across, and a good play from the third baseman to end the inning. Couple of good defensive plays on both sides. Still scoreless and hitless. Bottom half of the second coming up on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Bottom of the second, Sydney Fleming will be the batter. No stranger to some of the power that she's shown throughout this weekend. A couple of long home runs over the scoreboard to left field.
Yeah, Fleming's probably the hottest batter in this Williams lineup right now. And is one that Lang's going to want to try to get around here without letting her cause too much damage.
Take strike 1. Lang working pretty quickly. Used to seeing this kind of pace from her.
Yeah, I think that double play helped her confidence a little bit. It's nice for a pitcher when you can rely on your defense behind you and you don't have to really worry about, you can allow those base hits and that defense is going to come through.
Elevates and gets Fleming to chase after that pitch. So Fleming down 1-2 to lead off the second inning.
That's one of Lang's best pitches, that one that looks like it's in the zone until right before it reaches the plate, and then it kind of gets up above the batter.
Ripped towards left field, and making the catch is Lindsay Reed.
We saw her make one of those last night, Ethan, late in that Framingham game. It was just a rip out into left field that she managed to get underneath it on the run. Reed, a lot of speed out there. Obviously, it gets used as a base runner a lot for the Eagles, and an excellent left fielder.
So Justine Dunaway will now stand in, take a big cut at that first offering from Lang.
This Williams lineup has really 3 straight batters that can send one pretty much anywhere in the ballpark, which makes it dangerous for pitchers out there.
Fought off, and a little fly ball sneaks through the net. So down 0-2 is Dunaway. Lang looking in. The pitch. Outside, ball 1. Oh, called strike 3. A little late on that call. So Dunaway goes down looking. And I've got to wait a little bit more for my pitch calls.
It's been interesting this weekend. I think the umpires on kind of a rotation out there. Kind of all of them have a different little style of kind of calling the game, which can make it a little bit difficult for us up here in the booth that we're kind of trying to react to what the umpire is doing down there. It can make it tricky.
If I see nothing at first, I assume it's a ball. So that little delay can mess up the timing there, but Ronnie Ramos will be the batter. Walking down second base, puts charge into this one towards center field. That's going to get over the head of Raymond and hit off the wall. She'll get it in quickly, and it's a 2-out double for Ronnie Ramos. First hit of the ball game for either side.
Lang's got to get through Blanche here, Ethan. I think if you're Lang, you can't allow a runner to cross here. Ramos, enough speed out there at second that a base hit, I think, could score depending where it is on the field. Especially with 2 outs here. She's going to be running on contact.
Blanche takes strike one. Saw Blanche pitch a good game yesterday against RPI. Or excuse me, against Framingham State in that 6-1 victory.
Yeah, and you would expect here, if the Eagles were to come away with the victory in this one, you would theoretically expect Blanche to pitch that second game, but I think Leonard would also be available as well, depending what happens in this one.
Popped up towards the line in right field, and McLeod on the run makes the catch to end the inning. Just the one hit, the double from Ronnie Ramos, and it'll be the Eagles coming up in the third when we come back from Bangor. Crowd getting into it here in the third inning. It'll be Lydia Rice to lead off for the Eagles against Leonard. Rice out of the 9-hole. Talked about this a lot, kind of serving as that sort of soft reset before flipping the lineup back over towards a lot of that speed that sits at the top. Rice, a little bit of an all-around player, has the power to go yard, but great contact hitter, can go to all parts of the field, and a great piece to have in that 9 spot.
Yeah, Rice was really one of the better batters for the Eagles on the year. I think she played in a few less games than she needed to qualify for kind of the, I think it still matters out there. I think she still played in a number of games out there, 24 to be exact, but Rice batting well out of that 9-hole spot for the Eagles.
Yeah, coming into the tournament, Rice was hitting .436, 5 doubles and a home run with 11 RBIs. That home run coming back on April 20th against Leslie. That was her first collegiate home run.
I think Fleming here just trying to calm Leonard down a little bit. Been a little bit wild these last couple innings. We saw in that game where Leonard very nearly had the perfect game. Pretty much everything was right over the plate. They were throwing strikes left and right out there. This one, they've gone down in a lot of the counts out there.
Continues to go down here, 3-0 to Rice. They've been searching for that outside part of the plate that was there the first couple of innings. A little bit wider today, or a little bit wider in this one. Rice shows bunt, pulls it back, takes strike one.
Yeah, that bunt show there, just trying to get in on Leonard's head a little bit, trying to move in that defense. Makes you just think a little bit more if you're a pitcher.
It's now 3-1. This one softly hit, Blanche the backhand, strong throw in time to get Rice.
Blanche, a great defender over there at third. Mentioned a lot of height over there. It kind of allows her to really control a big area over on that third base side. It's hard to get stuff by her, especially if she's good at getting those low ones around her ankles. There's a lot of reach and can kind of get to the ones to the left or right of her.
Now back to the top, and Raymond drew the walk to start the ball game. Eagles not wanting to play the steal card too early as she didn't go at all. Fleming, a great defensive catcher as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles start to bring out some of that small ball tactics later in this one. Obviously, one of the best teams really in the nation at kind of manufacturing runs out of nothing out there. But early in this one, they don't necessarily need to try to push that envelope, I don't think.
3 balls, no strikes. Raymond waiting the pitch from Leonard, showing bunt, pulls it back, takes strike 1.
That one looked outside. Ethan, I think a good job there from Fleming to bring that one back into the zone.
Definitely seen a couple of those where that framing action from Fleming has benefited the side of the Eves. Raymond fights this one off. It'll get foul.
Leonard doing it again here, Ethan. Just kind of battling back in these counts. They've gone down early in a lot of them, but have managed to come back out there.
Full count to Raymond. Outside, ball 4. Raymond picks up her second walk and will stand at first here with 1 out for Josie Cornell.
I think it could be good here for the Eagles. If they're willing to push it a little bit, kind of put your cards in the table, get in Leonard's head a little bit, run those base paths some. Obviously, it can backfire. Fleming could throw you out at second, but also kind of trust in Raymond here. Perfect on the year in stolen bases.
Going there, the throw. It will be late. Just getting in there. Raymond around the tag from DeCuris. And another stolen base for Raymond, now tying Lona Sargent with 9th all-time in Eagles history. So we're going to discuss something here. Saying that Raymond left early. So the first base umpire made the call, had a great view of the play.
That's tough there for the Eagles. That was a big momentum boost for a second there with Raymond taking second. But just leaving a tad early on that one.
So now base is empty with 2 outs for Cornell. Fought off, 0-2.
And that's what I meant by backfiring those, Ethan. So now Williams with the advantage a little bit. I do think, though, in how close this game's been, even just through these first couple innings, a run here, run there could really make a difference.
Outside. Oh, it's 1-1, the count. A little ahead of ourselves there. Outside, but called another strike. And that one has been on and off today. Both sides have gotten that call. Fleming just a little bit better at dragging it closer to the zone, making it tempting to call. That one low, called strike 3. Cornell goes down for the second time today, takes with Leonard's 4th strikeout. Still scoreless. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. Welcome back. Bottom half of the third. It will be Miller leading it off. Sydney Miller, the right fielder in today's lineup. Seen her out there throughout this tournament. Shows bunt, pulls it back, but not in time, and takes strike one from Lang.
Yeah, and Lang here in this inning is going to want to try to get through this bottom part of the lineup in Miller and Chang. Try to get those 2 quick outs. Don't allow them to reach base and allow that dangerous part of the top of the lineup to
Lays down a bunt, and it's a good one. Lang has no play, and Miller gets down the line quickly. So she will reach on the infield single.
That was a beauty, Ethan. That was laid right into that kind of no man's land. Difficult ball there for the pitcher to get on top of and throw her to first.
That's one where you may want to give way to your catcher there, but it's a tougher play to make as a catcher. So already scoring around Chang on that first pitch from Lang. See if Miller takes off at first for Williams. This one popped up, and it'll just get through the screen, or over the screen.
Yeah, McCabe, a dangerous catcher to try to run against. We've seen her gun a number of batters down out there on a couple-time first-team all-conference catcher for the NAC, both for her batting and for her defense out there.
The 0-2 in there for strike three. Lang picks up her second strikeout, looking third on the day. And there's one down here in the third. Now to the top of the order in Taylor Wise. Part of this year's NESCAC second team. Nobody going at first. Little bluff from Miller right there. Could be going any time though. Fouled back on that bunt attempt. Williams doesn't like to go very often, just 22 stolen bases for the team as a whole this year. So it's not generally part of their game plan. I think a lot of that game plan is just related to the big boppers in the middle of the lineup.
This team really scores runs by kind of just hitting it, really. The Eagles obviously hit well, but they're also great at kind of base running and being aggressive out there. This Williams team a little more used to just kind of, sometimes they're on and they're hitting it to all parts of the ballpark, and sometimes they're not.
Softly hit towards Rice, going to go to second for one, no shot at two, with Wise running very well down the line. So they get the lead runner in Miller at second, and there's two down here in the third.
That was a good decision there from Rice to just take the leadoff runner. Another good one from Cornell to not try that throw down to first. You get two outs here. You can afford to allow that runner to reach.
Ball one taken just high to the Kiris. Just the sophomore getting her first season as a starter, since this one to right field. McLeod, one step over, makes the catch to end the inning. Eagles coming up. It'll be Kenzie Dorr leading it off when we come back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Welcome back here to Bangor's Ethan Moss alongside Avery Henningsen. Kenzie Dorr will lead it off for the Eagles in what gets this crowd a little bit more excited every time she steps up to the plate.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point here with Dorr that you're kind of expecting her almost to hit one well out there. Not necessarily a home run, but definitely an extra base hit.
Take strike one there, and Leonard may have gotten away with a pitch. That's right where Dorr generally likes them, right out there. That one a little bit early out of the hands of Leonard. So 1 ball, 1 strike to the third baseman for the Eagles. Strike 2. So Leonard trying to get past Dorr to start off this 4th inning. Sends this one foul, late on it, but staying alive.
That was almost hit well there, Ethan. She got the good part of the bat on it, was just a little bit under and a little bit late.
Oh, still, once again, the 1-2. Pitch from Leonard. Sent right back up to them. The shovel over to Dunaway. And Dorr is retired to start off the 4th. So now it'll be McCabe. Still in search of their first hit are the Eagles. Here in the 4th, trying to break through against Leonard.
They've had a few base runners, but haven't managed to do much with them.
Popped up. Right side, Dunaway makes the catch. Couple of steps off the bag at first for out number 2. So Exel, after picking up her 19th double of the season last night, looked like she got that swing going a little bit better. It was a little bit smoother, it seemed, and was able to find the gap a little bit more yesterday away from the Framingham State defense. And a big cut at that first pitch from Leonard.
Exel has the ability to kind of split this one open just on her own. Doesn't really even need base runners out there. One of really only a couple batters in this Eagles lineup who can do that.
High and away for ball 1. Leading the team in slugging, once again among qualified hitters. And underneath that pitch, Leonard went right back to that spot on the outside. And that's where they've been living. Right there, and it's been working very well against this Eagles lineup. Bounced in, did not go around. Fleming always thinking ahead. Did you see a little exchange there between Exel and Fleming after placing the tag there?
That's the sign of a veteran right there in the catcher.
Strike 3 called, outside part of the plate once again. Leonard picks up another strikeout looking. It's their 5th on the day. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Welcome back. Bottom of the 4th, it'll be Kelly McQuiggan leading it off for the Eafs. McGuigan ended out that first inning after a great double play from Rice. Looking for a second chance at something against Lang.
Dangerous, dangerous part of this lineup that's coming up right now, Ethan. This is really the heavy hitters for this Williams team that can break this game open here. And what's been a pretty good performance from Lang, had that one double back in the second. But other than that, it's been dealing out there.
Yeah, McGuigan with 6 home runs, Fleming waiting on deck with 7, and Dunaway with 5. Of course, that was Fleming's mark coming into the tournament, so make it 9 for the backstop. McGuigan down 0-2, rips this one into center field. That'll split the gap and get by Raymond all the way to the wall. Taking a turn, heading for second. She'll get there. Stand-up leadoff double for Kelly McGuigan to start off the 4th inning for the Eafs.
That's what they do to you, Ethan. This middle part of the lineup here for Williams. They know how to hit the ball, and they know how to hit it well. And Eagles managed to get Fleming out on a line out back in the 2nd inning. Fleming, a tough out there. Usually at least put something in play.
Take strike 1 there. Lang allowing a leadoff base runner for the 3rd time today. As gets a hold of this one out towards left field. It'll be off the top of the wall, and they're going to say foul. Just foul.
That was clubbed, Ethan. That had the distance, I think. Just barely keeping its way in the yard. Especially for kind of how that one was hit. It did look like kind of an awkward swing. Kind of caught it right on the tip of the bat. It was out in front of it a little bit, but that was almost gone.
The 0-2, now Lang. Way out in front of it this time. And Lang had Fleming fooled on that pitch and just able to get a piece of it.
That's the sign of a good batter right there, Ethan. The ones that can have the ability to just kind of fight some stuff off.
So still 0-2. Lang looking for that strikeout pitch of Fleming, who doesn't want to go down easy. So this one's skied, but it'll stay in the yard. Reed, a few steps shy of the track. McGuigan bluffs, and a good throw in. So 1 down, and a scary out number 1, and a close call for the Eagles. Justine Dunaway will be the batter, still not through. Heart of the order is Lang. This one popped up towards center, but shading back behind the bag at second, Cornell makes the catch. So that obviously didn't shake Lang's confidence after a very close call. Now Ramos, who had that double in the second to keep that inning alive, gets her second chance at Lang. Out in front of the first pitch. Swinging to miss for strike 1. Got a piece of it. Inside part. Down 0-2.
Yeah, Lang here trying to battle back after allowing that leadoff double here.
The 0-2. Sent out towards left field. That'll get down for a base hit. McGuigan coming around. The throw will be late. She will score, and it gets away. Ramos coming around second. She'll head towards third and get there. The throw got away and from Reed in left. And coming around to score, McGuigan delivering on an RBI double. Ronnie Ramos and the Eafs on the board here in the 4th, 1-0.
Big piece of hitting there from Ramos. That could be the one that could do it right now, Ethan. Looking how Leonard's looked out there in the pitching circle.
Now Katie Blanche with 2 down. Swings and misses at the first pitch.
And for Lang here, she needs to get through Blanche here and not allow Ramos from third to score. You can't go down 2 in this contest.
Swung on and yet again missed. O2 again. Blanche out in front, a swing and a miss. Able to get the strikeout after allowing the RBI double. The East strike first here in this regional final. It's 1-0 after 4. Back here in Bangor on the Husson Eagles Sports Network, it'll be Julia Gregoire, the designated player for the Eagles here in the top of the 5th. We'll lead it off. Really got to get things going against Leonard now in a 1-run deficit. Eagles trying to force a game 2. And Williams trying to move on to the Super Regionals for the first time since 2019. We do not yet know who either one of these teams will be facing in the Super Regional. A game that would determine that starting at noon between East Texas Baptist and Texas Lutheran in Marshall, Texas.
2 of the better teams in the nation as well in that bracket. It's going to be a good one to watch, I think, for those fans.
Gregoire down 0-1. Leonard comes right back, another strike. So quickly now, 0-2. Gregoire got a battle. Chokes up a little bit. Gets a piece of it foul.
It's a good survival swing right there, Ethan. Just staying alive in the count, trying to get one that she can try to club out there, get a leadoff hit here. I think the Eagles would probably pinch run for her in this situation. Try to get a base runner out there.
The 0-2 swung on and missed. Leonard picks up their 6th strikeout to start off this 5th inning. Back-to-back strikeouts going to the 4th. It'll be a pinch hitter for Kiara McLeod. We'll see Emily Dunbar. For Dunbar, 231, 3 RBIs, a couple of doubles and a triple for the sophomore.
We haven't seen her so far, really, I think, in the whole playoff run, I want to say. I might be missing a game in there, but Dunbar here trying to spark a little bit of something for the Eagles.
Sometimes just that fresh bat can do a lot of help to an order. Dunbar getting on base, 333. And a smaller sample size. And mostly she sees time as a catcher on the infield, so there may be another change for the outfield. Could see the likes of Palmerlow come in. 3 balls, no strikes.
Good job being patient here from Dunbar. Sometimes you see batters who haven't been out there in a little while, kind of a little bit free swinging, but Dunbar, good eye.
Leonard comes back with a strike there. Still a hitter's count for Dunbar. Pitch from Leonard. Strike 2.
This is what Leonard's been doing all day, Ethan. You keep getting down in the count and then kind of coming back with multiple pitches over the plate.
So full count, the 3-2. Outside, ball 4. So the pinch hit move works out. Dunbar reaches. And we'll see a pinch runner here. It'll be McLeod coming back in. So Dunbar draws the walk, gets on base. McLeod comes back in to run.
And you're in that part of the lineup right now, Ethan, where you got really the next 4 batters are all speedy out there. And if they can kind of hit well against Leonard here, who hasn't really allowed much of anything so far in this contest, the Eagles can get some runs out of the tail end of this lineup.
Eagles have had a couple of good foul balls, but they were foul. So got to straighten it out. They're getting good contact off of Leonard, but have yet to straighten it out, and it'll be Coach Herman coming out to visit her starter.
Yeah, I don't think the Eagles have put one into the outfield so far yet in this contest, Ethan. Just one from Gregoire that I'm pretty sure was pretty shallow out there in center field. Well, Leonard right now doing a good job of just limiting strong contact.
So a quick meeting. Most likely discussing something on the infield when it comes to the steal that we're expecting to see from McLeod at first. Fouled back to the screen. Reed. A little bit of frustration there as she turned around and faced us. I think she just missed that pitch.
Yeah, Leonard right now is attacking that plate, and the Eagles just kind of can't keep up with those throws.
0-2. Reed swings and misses. Another strikeout for Leonard. Now Rice. 7 on the day. And now for the right-hander. With 2 down, Lydia Rice will be the batter. Grounded out to Blanche in the 3rd. Waits on it and takes strike 1. Rises high. Rice lays off of it. Not making much of a move at first as McLeod, so game plan might be to stay put. This is low, 2-1.
Yeah, and with Raymond up to bat, in the on deck circle, that is, taking a couple walks here. I think the Eagles just trying to get some base runners out there.
Swing and a miss from Rice, a little bit out in front of the drop ball from Leonard. Trying to get base runners and keep them on base are the Eagles. The 2-2, swung on and missed. Leonard punches out, back-to-back Eagles. Now up to 8 strikeouts on the day for them. We head now, bottom half of the 5th. It's a 1-0 Eafs lead. So Sydney Miller will lead it off for the Eafs here in the 5th. Miller had that single back in the third to start it off. Takes ball one low from Lang. Important for the Eagles to get through this inning quickly defensively and try to get the bats back out there. This one sent out towards left field, towards the line. Reed is unable to make the catch. It gets away. They're going to say a foul ball. Don't have the greatest view down the left field line from where we are situated in the press box, so looking like Reed had made a diving attempt at that and in foul territory, unable to make the catch. So a strike to Miller. She puts down another bunt. That one will be a foul ball. McKay picks it up in the batter's box. So 1-2. Miller trying to be a tough out, as well as Chang, I'm sure. The Eafs with the lead, the way both pitchers are going, like we said early on, a one run could be the difference. Popped up left side, it'll get out of play towards the stands. Former director of athletics, Frank Pergolizzi, down there, and unable to make the play. Had a good shot at it, though. So Miller given time.
And we saw Williams finally get to Lang a little bit in that last inning with a couple back-to-back or doubles in kind of short sequence out there in the middle part of that lineup. And Lang again needing to get through the tail end of this lineup.
2-2 rises high. So full count. Payoff pitch incoming from Lang to Miller. Chopped towards second. Cornell handles the hop. Gets it over to Axel at first to retire Miller.
Good play there from Cornell. That's a tricky one. I mean, obviously, should be a pretty routine grounder there, but that one took a kind of high bounce right at the end. Cornell had to take that one kind of in the chest rather down at her feet. So good job defensively.
Now Kayla Chang, center fielder, takes a cut at that first offering from Lang and fouls it off. Still just a one out here in the fifth. 0-1 count to Kayla Chang. Outside. Coach Roberts coming out there to check on Lang.
It looks like her velocity's down a little bit, Zethan. We saw her pitch game at 1 yesterday for the Eagles. Come in relief, pitch 3 innings in that second one. It looks like there's someone warming. We can't quite tell from here. I would assume one of Masterson or Rierick, most likely down there for the Eagles. And I think if I was betting man, I'd put money on Masterson. Obviously, the Eagles' number 2 pitcher out there. Looks like they're going to keep Lang out there, just try to settle her down a little bit. It's been a lot of innings here for her in the last couple days.
Yeah, we also may be seeing Sierra Yates as well. One pitcher we've seen warming up for the Eagles throughout this tournament. Hasn't been in yet, but has been warming in situations like this. Lang always gets a little bit fired up from a mound visit, it seems. And this one bunted towards door, scoops it up, throwing over to Cornell. Not in time as it gets away. Now Chang heading towards second and digging it out. Late is McLeod, now towards third. She'll get there safely. And now staying at third base after a 2-base error proves costly for the Eagles. And still just 1 out.
It's been a couple uncharacteristic defensive mistakes from Dorr in this tournament as a whole. That's the second time we've seen her overthrow first base. It costed them in that first game against Framingham. It looks like Dorr a little bit frustrated down there, but the Eagles are going to have to rely on Lang here.
It's one of those ones you're going from the target of Exel to Cornell, who was covering the bag there. And Exel, a lot more height than Cornell, so that target size is vastly different. And if you're used to throwing at a certain height, sometimes it just sails. That's what happened. It just above the reach of Cornell.
And to Dora's credit, too, it's a very tricky play for the third baseman. They were charging in on that one, having to make the throw on the run across their body while the runner's almost already there.
Wise trying to lay down a bunt, the third base side.
We'll see what happens here defensively for the Eagles. 2 strikes now, so Wise probably a little bit less likely here to lay down the bunt, which I think is big for the Eagles.
Could be swinging away. Wise reached on the fielder's choice. Swings and misses at that pitch. Lang comes back to strike out Wise, and 2 down here in the 5th. Sidikiris now.
He's 0 for 2 in this one, so batter that Lang's been on top of so far in this contest.
Fights this one off. Right side, Exel near the first base coach's box. Able to squeeze it for the final out of the inning. 6th inning coming up for the Eagles. Top of the order in Raymond, followed by Cornell and Dorr. See if they can get it going when we come back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Starting the 6th inning here in Bangor, crunch time for the Eagles. Gonna get it going. Just 2 frames left to get to Sadie Leonard and try to force game 2. Williams trying to get their first regional championship since 2019. Katie Raymond, the batter, check swing, sends it foul.
And Raymond's done her part in this game, just hasn't been helped out by this part of the lineup. The 2 through 4 hitters, 0 for 6 in this one right now, Ethan. Really, this whole middle part of the lineup, 2 through 6, just the 1 hit by pitch between all of them so far in this one.
Raymond has reached twice via the walk, was caught stealing in the 3rd, or officially caught stealing in the 3rd after leaving early. 1 ball and 1 strike. That rises high out of the hands of Leonard.
This is a big inning here for the Eagles, Ethan. I mean, obviously they're still going to have one more after this one, but they're going to want to try to put up at least 1 run. They would love to here, trying to tie this one up, make it so that Williams doesn't have to just get through an inning here.
So Coach Herman coming out once again to talk to Leonard. The 3rd visit already. Not something you often see out of a pitcher who's throwing a no-hitter right now.
Yeah, Leonard's a little bit wild at times out there in the pitching circle. They've had the ability to kind of battle back in a lot of counts, but they've also gone down in a lot of counts out there for Williams.
The 2 balls and a strike after the visit. Leonard comes right back with a strike. So count even at 2-2. Raymond takes ball 3. Trying to work another walk off of Leonard. who does not walk batters often. That one skips in, and Raymond fired up, draws her third walk of the day. Standing at first now, still nobody out. Josie Cornell.
Dream situation here for the Eagles, Ethan. You're going to have Cornell and Dorr coming up to bat here. Cornell's been hot at the plate. Dorr's been hot at the plate. Dorr, really your best batter out there. The Eagles need to manufacture runs right here at the top side of this lineup.
Throw behind the runner, and Raymond breaking for second. A smart move from the graduate student. Dunaway was just going back for the tag, and Raymond off of first, just breaks for second, uses that speed to get there. Now in scoring position for Cornell, putting the momentum back in the hands of the Eagles.
And now she's tied the records, Ethan.
Cornell puts this one down towards Dunaway. Nobody's covering first, and Cornell will reach. Standing at third is Raymond, and it's the first hit of the ball game for the Eagles. Here they come.
What a bunt there, Ethan. That one put into a perfect spot. I think Williams caught napping a little bit. They managed to take first easily there. No one covering first.
So infield will have a meeting with Dorr up to bat. Still nobody out. This is a spot for the Eagles. You've got to push this runner at third across the plate in Raymond. And for the Eves, you can't allow her to cross. So pulling out all stops defensively, pulling out all stops offensively. There's going to be a fun chess match between these two coaches and the batter and the pitcher.
I think in any other situation here, you might see the Eagles trying to play something small ball here. Not with Dorr. Dorr, you're going to allow her to swing away at this one. Try to send something out there.
Cornell breaks for second. She'll get there. So two in scoring position.
2 balls here to Dorr. Hitters count right now. Also for Leonard, you can't walk the bases. Nobody out with McCabe up to bat here after Dorr.
Big swing and a miss out in front of that pitch from Leonard. Able to paint the corner and go to the outside. A smart pitch from the sophomore. 2 balls and a strike. Chopped just foul. Count even at 2-2. You mentioned that Leonard's been battling back in counts all day. From down 2-0, even at 2-2. And a huge spot for Kenzie Dorr trying to deliver for the Eagles here at home. That one to third. Look back the runner, they throw over, it'll be in time still, and a smart play from Blanche there to keep Raymond from going as Dorr grounds out. Bula McCabe will be the batter.
Will McCabe be the hero yet again here, Ethan? We saw her have the walk-off last year, walk-off earlier in the tournament. Obviously not a walk-off situation right now, but a chance to put a couple runs up for the Eagles. And this is a situation the Eagles need at least 1 run right now. You have runners at second and third, nobody out. Now with 1 out, you need to get something on the board.
Called a strike. It didn't have to be. Coach Roberts a little bit upset down there at third base. 1-1 to McCabe. This one on the ground towards third, foul. Raymond got out of the way of that one as it was still in fair territory right by her feet. That could have been a disaster for the Eagles. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. McCabe stays alive. Reaches out and pokes that one.
Good fight there from McCabe.
Back to the 1-2. The pitch from Leonard. Popped up, right side. Dunaway calling for it in foul territory. Makes the catch for out number 2. Big out number 2 for the Eves.
Yeah, that takes away the kind of sacrifice fly for the Eagles, who haven't managed to put one into the outfield so far against Leonard here.
Coach Roberts calling Exel over, talking something over. Some words of encouragement to the veteran first baseman.
Yeah, Exel, one of the Eagles' best hitters on the season. It's been a little bit slow in the last couple of weeks. Fire had the big double yesterday against Framingham in that game up at Maine. Exel has the power and the hitting prowess to get one out into the outfield here for the Eagles.
This one sent up the middle, charging, and Ramos makes the play to get out of the jam. Eagles get a hit, but they can't push Raymond across. It's 1-0 heading to the bottom half of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th, McGuigan will lead it off for the Eves. Right now in control of this one, 1-0 after Leonard escapes the jam, and the Eagles threatening in the 6th. Eagles had Dorr, McCabe, and Exel come up with nobody out and 2 runners on, and were unable to push anything across. So Leonard, a fantastic inning of work to get around that attempt at a rally from the Eagles, as McGuigan pops up out one back towards the parking lot.
Yeah, I think that very well could have been Husson's chance right there. Obviously still one more inning, some excellent hitters at the tail end of that lineup. The Eagles had 2 runners on, nobody out. Both of them got into scoring position with nobody out. That's a situation where you need to capitalize. Lang here, tough spot. It's going to have to go through the strength part of this lineup that did the damage to her earlier.
So I believe a dugout warning just issued to Williams, making sure they don't cheer through the pitch. A little late out of the hands of Lang. Makes the count even at 2-2.
Nobody over there warming for the Eagles. I think this is Lang's game right now.
This one fought off, and that'll get down along the line. McGuigan will stay put at first. And a leadoff single for McGuigan. Eves looking to add on some insurance here in the 6th.
Yeah, and I think if the Eves could put up even just one more, that could do it against the Eagles lineup that hasn't really managed to manufacture anything against Leonard.
Just the one hit and a set of walks. Fleming pops this one up. It'll get out of play. No balls and a strike to Fleming. This one sent out towards center. Raymond diving and makes the catch. McGuigan's got to get back to first. The throw will be late but Katie Raymond lays it out and flashes the leather for an out number 1 here in the 6th.
What a play from the graduate students, Ethan. That could have just saved the game there for the Eagles potentially, or at least kept them alive in this one.
So 1 out now for Dunaway. Dunaway fights this one off. Dorr stumbling a little bit around third. Thought that she had a chance at it. Dunaway 0 for 2. Struck out looking in the second and popped up to Cornell in the 4th. Takes that one high and away. This one sent out towards left field. Reed will have to play it off the hop. They'll go station to station as she gets it in quickly. It's a single for Dunaway. And the Eefs got 2 on with 1 down for Ronnie Ramos, who's delivered already in this ballgame. Ramos had that RBI double in the 4th as Robert's going to come out and talk things over with Lang. Still looks to be Lang's game to try to work out of. Once again, still nobody warming for the Eagles. Looks like Coach Roberts has confidence in his freshman starter to get out of this tough situation. Eve's looking to add on insurance runs and essentially put this game out of reach. 1 run feels like the reach that the Eagles have at the moment with how well Leonard is pitching. This one ripped out towards left field, back near the fence at the wall. It's gone! Ronnie Ramos, a 3-run shot here in the 6th inning, puts the Eefs up 4-0, and a huge way to deliver for the senior.
That's a big, big hit there, right there's Ethan. That could have just put it out of reach for the Eagles.
So a 4-0 ball game after the home run from Ronnie Ramos. 3 for 3 in this championship game and responsible for all 4 Eefs runs. Makes it a tough one for the Eagles to try to come back in the 7th. Blanche out in front of that one. Still out in front of it. Blanche struck out on 3 pitches in the 4th.
And that's one of the first home runs I've seen Lane give up all season. And what a moment there for Williams. Kind of stepping up to the plate was Ramos there. He mentioned the senior. These games are always a little bit bigger for those older students out there.
Gets a piece of it back to the screen. Now 1-2. Important for Lang just to settle down and get these last 2 outs here in the 7th. Blanche still staying alive. One ball, 2 strikes to the third baseman. The pitch from Lang. Fought off yet again. Blanche, little floater towards second. Cornell got it.
Right fielder, number 14, Sydney Miller.
So now Sydney Miller, 1 for 2 today. Outside. War ball 1 to Miller. Sophomore out of Miramar, Florida, been playing everywhere for the Eafs. Puts a charge into this one towards left. Reed had a late read on it, but gets underneath it to end the inning. Eagles coming up. They've got some work to do if they want to stay alive. It's a 4-0 Eafs lead. Top of the 7th coming your way. Gregoire will lead it off for the Eagles here in the top of the 7th, last frame. Got to make some noise against Leonard, and just the one hit off of them today for the Eagles. That coming last inning, so they might be able to break through at the right time. Gregoire takes ball 1. We're keeping an eye on the score down in Marshall, Texas. Texas Lutheran after 1.5 on top of East Texas Baptist 2-1. The winner of that series, Texas Lutheran, got to win 2. East Texas Baptist just got to win 1. So the winner of that will host either one of these teams in line to beat the Eafs. Gregoire takes strike 1 from Leonard.
And the Eagles need base runners right now, Ethan. Down to their final 3 outs in this one. You need to get all 4 runs right now.
Up the middle and through for a base hit. Gregoire starting off the Eagles here in the 7th as she reaches on the single.
That's how you do it, Ethan.
It'll be a pinch runner. Jess Pomerleau will come to run for Gregoire. And Cameron King will be coming to hit for Kiara McLeod. So King will have to square off against Leonard, the freshman out of Corina, Maine. Hitting .338 heading into this tournament. Got the 1 start against RPI. We've seen Rice at short for most of this tournament. King got the nod against RPI. And now trying to face off against one of the best pitchers in the nation to keep the Eagles from elimination.
These infielders pitched way back out there in that center part of the infield.
Definitely looking for a chance to turn 2, and it would be a tough double play to try to turn against 2 of the fastest players in the region in Pomerleau and King. Swing and a miss as King strikes out, first out of the 7th. Leonard has 9 strikeouts on the day. This one backhanded by Blanche. The throw across will be in time for out number 2. Pomerleau moves up to second, and the Eagles now down to their last out.
Great play there from the third baseman, and Blanche try to get that one across her body, make that throw all the way across the diamond.
So it'll be Morgan Tainter pinch hitting for Lydia Rice, the sophomore out of Gilman, Connecticut. Chance to try to keep this thing going for the Eagles this run this season that has seen a lot of historic marks fall, including more recently yesterday a single season wins record for any team in school history, now up to 37 wins.
I think that's a stat that definitely kind of plays a little bit of a role in how many games you play on the season as well. Obviously, softball, probably one of maybe 3 sports that play about the amount of games needed for it.
Strike 2. Williams trying to punch a ticket to the Super Regionals for the first time since 2019. Leonard in the driver's seat right now, ahead 0-2 of Tainter. The pitch. Swung on and missed, and for the first time since 2019, the Eafs win the regional championship here at Husson, and they'll be dancing to Texas against either one of East Texas Baptist or Texas Lutheran. Keep an eye on that score today. And what a run as Williams out of the 3 spot. They've had such luck as the 3 seed in the last couple years in their history, winning the NESCAC title, now winning the regional championship for the 4th time ever. Sadie Leonard pitches a gem and holds the Eagles to just 2 hits, no runs for the number 20 ranked team in the country. Williams will keep on dancing.
What a performance there from Leonard. Out in the pitching circle, was just dominant throughout this one. Really only allowed the last 2 hits in the last couple innings there.
Just an incredible performance this entire weekend from Leonard and this Williams lineup that got hot at the right time. And you know, for Coach Herman and an incredible season for the Eafs, constructing a great roster and putting together a team that can win, and a lot of camaraderie on the side of the Eafs. We get ready to announce the all-tournament features. But again, for the Eagles, an incredible season, ranked in the top 25 for the first time, or the second time in program history, hosting the NCAA regionals here in Bangor for the second time in program history, both of those coming in 2021, a season that finished 29-3 for this Eagles squad. Now in 2023, making their mark, a final record of 37-6. And that's a mark that I think will stand for a long time.
Yeah, this is for the Eagles, probably their best softball team ever that got fielded out there on the field for this season. And it kind of showed on this run that they made it to this almost getting into the next round of the regionals.
Making a run, the third appearance in school history in the championship game for the regional. Now all 3 of them coming losses, 2 of them to NESCAC schools. And after a sweep of Maine-based NESCAC schools for the first time in program history, falling to Williams here in the regionals. So an Eagles team, a lot of fight throughout this year, has played the big games, played the small games, won them by all sorts of margins, and an incredible run for this team. And Kenzie Dorr, obviously, will be the biggest loss out of this group. So,
yeah, the Eagles going to have to make a few changes, especially in the outfield and obviously at third base. I think both Raymond, along with Pomerleau, seniors out there. That's going to be 2 big ones. We'll see how that kind of switches around a little bit, Ethan. You know, obviously Reed played a fair amount in the outfield this season. Freshman, I think we'll have a bigger role next year. Won't be surprised if we might see McLeod either stay out there in right field or maybe slide into center and replace Raymond out there.
For the Eagles, this roster constructed very well to have that next up mentality and have someone who can fill in and produce at a similar level.
Yeah, we mentioned it in the North Atlantic Conference tournament that really the bench for the Eagles would probably mostly be starters on a lot of maybe not the best teams in the North Atlantic Conference, but really kind of the bottom half would be all these Eagles would be starters, and a lot of them would be starters for even those top teams in the conference.
Absolutely. For Williams, now winners of their last 8 in a row, getting hot at the right time, will run into a really tough team in either East Texas Baptist or Texas Lutheran. East Texas Baptist 40-2, and Texas Lutheran, I believe, 38-4, and both of them going at it. But we're going to step aside, and it'll be the reveal of the all-conference teams. Stay tuned.
Ladies, you are definitely a wonderful representation of NCAA student athletes, and we appreciate all that you have given us this season. This time, we would like to introduce the alternate team. From RPI, pitcher, a grad student, number 8, Brooke Scherzinski. Also a pitcher from Framingham State University, a senior, number 13, Allie Moran. Shortstop from Framingham State University, a junior, number 14, Michaela Rooney. From Husson University, a freshman pitcher, number 21, Anna Lang. Number 22. From Husson University, a junior catcher, number 17, Bulla McCabe. From Husson University, senior third baseman, Mackenzie Dorr. From Williams College, a senior second baseman, number 7, Ronnie Ramos. From Williams College, a freshman third baseman, number 23, Katie Blank. From Williams College, a junior catcher, number 25, Sadie Fleming. And the 2024 most outstanding player at this Husson Regional as voted by the host CID and the site rep. From Williams College, sophomore pitcher, Sadie Leonard. Ladies and gentlemen, your all-tournament team for this regional. And now we would like to acknowledge the participants from Husson University. Number 1, Katie Raymond. Number 2, Olivia McCarty. Number 3, Jess Carmelo. Number 4, Emily Ruick. Number 5, Ella Hofstad. Number 6, Lydia Rice. Number 8, Morgan Tainter. Number 9, Taylor Watterson. Number 10, Payson Taylor. Number 11, Jordan Lambert. Number 12, Emily Dunbar. Number 13, Lindsay Reed. Number 14, Josie Cornell. Number 15, Jasmine Johnson. Number 16, Kiara McLeod. Number 17, Bulla McCabe. Number 18, Kenzie Dorr. Number 19, Danielle Masterson. Number 20, Cameron King. Number 21, Tatiana Biambi. Number 22, Anna Lang. Number 23, Morgan Curtis. Number 24, Julia Gregoire. Number 25, Sierra Yates. Number 33, Tori Exel. Head coach Rick Roberts, assisted by Dr. Lee Speronis, Kylie Libby, and Whitney Jones. And manager, Mayor Rutledge. Congratulations, Coach Roberts, on a great season, and congratulations, Husson University. And now for the Williams College East. Number 6, Jessica Kim. Number 15, Justine Dunaway. Number 21, Emily Barrazo. Number 23, Katie Blanche. Number 24, Natalie Carter. Number 12, Sadie Leonard. Number 14, Sydney Miller. Number 16, Alyssa DeQuiros. Number 19, Louisa Coughlin. Number 3, Kayla Chang. Number 4, Vicky Balderas. Number 10, Kaya Glickman. Number 18, Elise Chan. Number 25, Sydney Fleming. Number 7, Ronnie Ramos. Number 8, Kelly McGuigan. And number 9, Taylor Wise. East head coach, Chris Herman. And assistant coach, Emma Kinbloom. Again, we congratulate the Williams College East and good luck next round in the Super Regionals. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes our ceremony. Wherever you are heading, please drive safely.
So after all of that, a final score, 4-0. Still waiting on the results out of Marshall, Texas. Currently, after 2.5 innings, still Texas Lutheran on top, 2-1. But an incredible tournament to recap it all. Williams sits on top after a 3-run shot from Ronnie Ramos puts them up for good here in this final game. The Eagles fall just short after a historic record-setting season that saw several team and program and school records fall for an incredible squad that'll be back in action next year. One final time, score 4-0. The Eafs will be heading on to the Super Regional from Avery Henningsen, Ethan Moss, the rest of our crew here, Bryce Colbeth, Thomas Branch, Zach Mills, Alex Brown, the entire dirt crew working out on the field, keeping it safe, headed by Jacob Cameron, and everybody else helping out make this weekend possible. Xander Cook on the broadcasts as well. An incredible tournament weekend, another huge success for Husson as an institution, hosting for the second time in school history. One final time, I've been Ethan Moss on the Husson Eagles Sports Network.